Hello loves, you are welcome to another interesting tutorial. My name is Mercy. So in today's class we'll be learning how to draft this beautiful corset. As you can see me putting it on. Okay, so we'll be focusing for now on the blouse, all right, the upper part. So and it has a loop at the back, like a lesson. You can see it, how the back looks like. So if this is what you're interested in, join me and let's draft it together. Okay, so these are the material needed for this. You can see my lace for the upper part, the lining for the lace, and the net if necessary, but I didn't make use of it, and the fabric as well. This is 1 yard of hairstay, my ready-made cup, my pattern paper, scissors, marker, pencil, and so everything needed for this. Okay, I've drafted my basic body. As you can see, this is the chest line, bust, under bust, waist, and full length plus 1 inch seam allowance. And I've marked my shoulder slope. My neckline is 3 by 5 inches. That's 3 inches for the width, 5 inches for the depth, okay, for the front. So I'll start by, from the chest line, the center of the front line, I will go up by ½ inch and come in again with ½ inch. Okay, that's from the chest line, but it will be on the center line front. Okay, so from the under bust line, I'm going to go up with 1 inch and I will mark it straight. The reason for it is for the cup to relax at the under cup. So from there I am going to place my cup on the 1 inch I came up with, and I'll make sure that it touches the ½ inches I came in with. So from the shoulder I will measure to get my under bust measurement. My under bust measurement is 13, so I will make sure that the bra cup is placed right at the under bust, and from there I am going to connect it, like draft out the cup. So while drafting out this cup, make sure that you are not pressing the cup down, because if you press it down, it's not gonna relax on your bust, or that is your bra. Okay, so it's not going to be relaxed. If you press it down, it's not going to relax. You can see how I am doing it. I'm not pressing it down, so I'm making a dotted line first before marking it out. Okay, so from that place I'm going to measure out my bust measurement. I am not going to remove the bra cup because it will help me to get my proper bust measurement. Plus 1 inch seam allowance, I'm going to mark it. Then I will remove my bra cup, and I'm going to come in that lies, like from that place I marked out my bra cup, I'm going to come up with ½ inch. So the reason for this is for me to be able to have a seam allowance while attaching the cup on the dress. Okay, so after sewing it's going to come out, sit properly on the under bust. So that is just it. So I'm just making use of dotted line for it. After that I'm going to connect all the lines together. All right, so that is my bust measurement over there. So I'll start by connecting all my lines. I'll be doing it gently so that I will not make mistake. I'll connect it to the place I came in with ½ inch on the center line of the chest line. Okay, so it is done. So from there I am going to take all my measurements. I'll take the under bust measurement plus 1½ seam allowance, and I am going to mark it. And I'll also take my waist measurement plus my 1½ seam allowance. I'm going to mark it there, so I don't put that on this dress. Okay, so from there, coming to the full length of the blouse, the full length is 23 plus 1 inch seam allowance 24. So I'm going to be putting my waist hip measurement plus seam allowance. I am going to connect. So I added my hip measurement on the full length of the dress because the blouse is like 24 inches. All right, So I'm going to connect all the lines together. So after connecting all the lines, these are just basically about the front, and I'm going to cut it out. So I'll be using this front paper to draft out the back pattern as well. All right. So I'm going to get another paper for me to be able to draft out the back pattern. So this is my paper, and I've placed my front pattern on the paper for me to be able to cut out the back pattern. All right, so our neck still remain 3 inches by the width. The depth of the back is going to be 1.5, and I've marked it. All right, so from there I am going to connect all the lines: my chest line, my bust, under bust, waist, and the full length of the breast. So guys, while making corset, you need to add your under bust at the back. I know the back doesn't does the under bust is not necessary, but in making your corset is necessary. The reason is because it's going to give you a good fitting after making the dress. And if you watch closer, I did not put any zipper allowance from it, so I will begin to cut it as you see me doing. So coming to the armhole line, I'm going to add half an inch, because the armhole of the back and front is not going to be the same. All right, you can see they have an inch over there. So I am going to connect my necklines with my French curve. I will mark out my neckline for the back, and I will cut it out. Okay, but before cutting it out, from that neckline I will come down with half an inch. You are from the beginning of this tutorial, you see the hole, the opening at the back of the dress. So I came down with half an inch from the neckline, so that place is going to have a button. Okay, yes, it's going to have a button over there. So from the chest line, I'm going to come in with 3.5 inches. So I'm going to come in with 3.5 inches from the chest line, and I will connect, like from that place I came down with 1.5. I will connect it like making a curve. I will connect it straight to the 3.5 inches on the chest line. All right, I will connect it, but while connecting it, I'll make sure that it curves. It's not going to be straight, as you can see me doing. So it's curvy like, okay, so I'm trying to like shape it very well for the curve to come out the way I wanted it. So that is the opening at the chest line of the back of the dress, as you can see from the beginning. Okay, all right, I've gotten what I wanted. So from that same chest line, I am going to go in with 2.5 inches. So this is for the loop area, and I'm going to slant it straight. So my letting is going to be slanty, so I'm going to connect it straight down to the full length. So this blouse is not going to have any zip, and I did not add any zip allowance for it. I'm shedding that area for me to be able to know where to cut out. All right, so after doing it, I am going to cut out the back. After cutting it, I'll cut out my yoke, and this is just all for the back. You can see it's very simple, guys. Making a corset is very simple, right? So this is the yoke, and that is the down part as well. I'm going to like label the upper one for me to know my yoke and the back of the dress. Okay, so coming back to the front pattern, I am going to be cutting out the cup area, because we have not cut out the cup area. All right, and I'm going to be cutting from the center line of the place I came in with half inch. Just watch what I'm doing closely. You see that I did not cut out exactly from the place I mark out. I'm cutting from the place I made a dotted line. I came up with half an inch. So that is just it for the front. So the neckline I'm using for this is Queen Anne neckline. It's a Queen Anne neckline. So from the armhole area, the upper part of the shoulder, I am going to come in with 4.5. I want my Queen Anne neckline to be bold, and from that same armhole area on the chest line, I'm going to come in with 3.5. So I will connect it with my curvy ruler and shape it out. Like, you can give it any shape you want. If you like, you can as well come in with 2.5 inches on your chest line and come in with 3 inches on the shoulder. So depending how you want the opening of the Queen Anne neckline to be. So I wanted mine to be like this, and that is what I want. So I'm trying to just shade it out for it to look the way I wanted it to be. All right, so after that, I am going to cut it out. So that is just all about the drafting of this corset dress. So just wait for the sewing version of this is just all about the drafting. I don't want this video to be too long. You can see the front and the back. So guys, thank you very much for watching. If you find this tutorial interesting, just give it a thumbs up, like and share. So guys, see you on our sewing version, and thank you. God bless.